Next session, Democratization of Cybersecurity. How cloud helps make cybersecurity accessible. Welcome everybody to the Democratization of Cybersecurity. Governments around the world recognize the importance of strengthening national cybersecurity as a strategic priority. With a global shortage of a skilled cybersecurity workforce, ensuring access to cybersecurity across public services and agencies would be an uphill challenge. This session will walk you through on how cloud helps to address this challenge through economies of scale, continuous innovation, and automation. Please join me in welcoming our speaker, Agus Upandi, Senior Security Solutions Architect of Amazon Web Services.
Hi, welcome to Future of Cloud Forum. My name is Agus Komang. I'm a security architect at AWS. In my role as security architect, I help public sector in ASEAN region to build a secure workload on the cloud. So I'm going to talk about democratization of cybersecurity, on how cloud could help make cybersecurity accessible. If there is one thing that government across all the country will agree on, is that we need to raise the bar on cybersecurity. Many countries have made cybersecurity as their strategic priority. However, for a very large organization like government, with multiple projects, multiple agencies, and all with varying access to funding and expertise, ensuring access to cybersecurity could be a huge challenge. Added to this challenge is the shortage of cybersecurity workforce. A study from IC Square shows that there is a shortage of 2 million to fill the demand for cybersecurity role just in Asia-Pacific region. So what happened when cybersecurity wasn't accessible to some? We continuously hear news of security incident in the media. The consequence is not just limited to data breach. It could also impact our daily life as more public services have gone digital, and in certain cases could also result in national security concern. Therefore, accessibility to security is a challenge that we have to address. So let me walk through with you on how cloud could help tackle on this challenge. The first is the power of scale. Economies of scale also apply to security and compliance. And let me tell you why. Our core infrastructure is built to satisfy the security requirements of our customers. And that includes customers in highly regulated industry and highly sensitive organizations, such as global financial institution, healthcare institution, and military. When we meet the demands of this customer, we also benefit the rest of all the other customers. And that's because we use the same hardware and software to build and the same operational control to operate our services in the region where we are located. And what does this mean to our customer? Is that they will inherit the high standard of security and compliance as demanded by these highly sensitive organizations. So to put into perspective, these are the list of security and compliance controls that we have achieved to meet the demand from our customers. To name a few, we have achieved the highest and most stringent standard for processing cardholder data, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, PCI DSS Level 1, the standard for processing sensitive patient health data, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, HIPAA, the Regulation on Personal Data Protection and Privacy, European Union General Data Protection Regulation, EU GDPR, and security standard for cloud service provider, Singapore Multi-Tier Cloud Security, the MTCS standard. On top of confidentiality, security is also about ensuring the availability to data. AWS cloud infrastructure currently span across 25 geographic regions, with 6 upcoming regions, including 1 in Indonesia. One of the reasons we have regions around the world is that we recognize there are jurisdictions who would like a certain data classifications located within the border of the country. We design multiple availability zones within each of these regions. Each availability zone is a collection of the data center. Each zone is fully isolated partition of our infrastructure. And what this means to our customer is that they can build a highly available workload in the cloud by deploying it across multiple availability zones. So if there's a failure in data center within one availability zone, it will not affect the workload hosted in the other zone. The scale of cloud also allows us to build services that store your data with very high durability. Our object storage services is designed for 11.9 durability. And let me put that number into context. If you store 10,000 objects on our object storage services, on average, you may expect to only lose one object for every 10 million years. The operating model for security in the cloud is a shared responsibility. It's shared between AWS and our customer. So AWS take care of security of the cloud, and this includes the facility, the physical infrastructure, and the actual building block of those infrastructure. Security is our number one priority. And we have security expert working 24/7 to protect our customer content. You as a customer, take care of security in the cloud. That means that you are responsible to build a secure workload and application that you deploy in the cloud. The shared responsibility model allows AWS to take on more responsibility depending on the services that our customer choose to run in the cloud. For example, if you choose our managed database services, we handle more security responsibility, including the security of the operating systems and the database. Hence, you only need to focus on managing and protecting your data. And what this means is that less effort is spent by our customer on security. And we aim to make it easy for our customer to build a secure workload in the cloud. So we give you access to tools and features that help build security in the cloud. We have more than 230 security compliance governance service available in the cloud. So let me introduce to some of those features. One of the mechanisms used to protect data is encryption. In the cloud, we make it easy for our customer to enable encryption across all layers, as well as whether the data is at rest or in transit. All our services that store customer data offer the ability to encrypt those data. And it is as easy as a tick on the checkbox or click of the button. For every encryption, there are cryptographic key and certificates that needs to be managed. To further reduce the heavy lifting of our customer in managing this key and certificate, we provided our customer with services that help automate management of cryptographic key and the management of certificates. And this includes the periodic rotation of those keys and certificates. The scale of our cloud allows us to see things in the internet before any other organization could see. And this allows us to provide services such as managed threat detection services that continuously monitor for malicious activity and unauthorized behavior to protect our customer accounts, workload, and data. Our managed threat detection service analyzes tens billion of events and threat telemetries daily to provide security threat intelligence to our customer. We also partner with threat intelligence providers such as CrowdStrike and Proofpoint to further add into this intelligence, helping our customer protect against known threats. So external threat intelligence is good, but threat intelligence is also about knowing your own environment better to identify unknown threats, threats that no other customer have seen. And this means that having the ability to know what is normal and what is not normal in your environments. Our managed threat detection service uses machine learning to establish normal behavior in your environment, allowing it to highlight if there is an abnormal or anomaly. we continuously enhance the advanced detection feature. And in March this year, we roll out a new machine learning model to establish a baseline behavior and detect anomaly in identity access management in the cloud. So this type of capability traditionally require advanced technology as well as a lot of resources to run. It's usually reserved for customers with well-equipped security operations center. So we make advanced threat detection accessible and easy to all our customers. And this service requires a one-click activation with no architectural or performance impact. Building security starts with the right foundation. And we want to make it easy for our customer to build a strong security foundation in the cloud. So in June this year, we released AWS Security Reference Architecture, an architecture that is built based on our collective experience working with all our customers in building security for their workload in the cloud. The security reference architecture aims to help our customer design and implement workload following the security best practices. And we don't only provide a guideline, but we also provide a repository of deployable template to accelerate the cloud deployment following this alignment to security reference architecture. The power of AWS Cloud comes from our customer. We serve customers across industry, energy, life sciences, manufacturing, retail, and in public sector, we serve customers in governments, education, nonprofit, and healthcare. Why is this important? Because we have to understand each of our customer business. We have to understand the needs of our customer and their security requirements. And every time we make improvement on our services to meet the need of specific customer, it benefits all our other customers at the same time. In AWS, we are unusually customer focused. 90% of what we build is driven by what customers tell us. The other 10% is what we hear from our customer, where they may not exactly articulate what they want, but we try to read in between those lines and invent on their behalf. So one of our customers is Land Transport Authority of Singapore. We work closely with them to meet their requirements. And as a result, not only that their security requirements are being met, they also achieve 60% of cost saving by deploying their workload in the cloud. The scale of cloud allows us to continuously innovate to provide more security services and more features within each of those services. We provide services that help our customer manage identity and secret, services that help to detect security threats and potential incidents, services that help our customer build defense in depth for protecting their infrastructure, services to protect our customer data, to respond to security incidents, and services that help our customer ensure compliance. Our customers have immediate access to all these security services that will help them to build a secure workload in the cloud. To address shortage of cybersecurity expertise means that we have to optimize the current resources that we have. So allowing them to focus on the high value works. And that means reducing manual tasks as much as possible by embracing automation. So I'm going to walk through automation in 3 areas. First is patch management. Second is risk and compliance. And third, incident response. Vulnerabilities that technology vendors have disclosed remains a major source of security breaches. The reason is that many organizations takes too long to deploy those patches, and some never patch at all. So why does this problem persist? So let's look at some of the common challenges outlined by NIST, the National Institute of Standards and Technology, on why organizations struggle with patch management. So the first is the lack of visibility. Patch management depends on having a good inventory. However, many organizations do not have complete visibility on their IT resources. Second is resource overload. The velocity at which patches are being released have increased. It's pretty common now that several critical patches are released every month and every week. And this combined with the lack of automation, resulting in resources struggling to keep up. Third is installation side effect. Due to technology limitation and inability to revert quickly, organizations become overly cautious on implementing patch in fear of disrupting functionality. And last, it can be surprisingly difficult to determine whether a patch has taken effect. In some cases, patches require restart before it takes effect. If organizations do not overcome these challenges, they will be unable to patch systems in a timely manner, which potentially lead to security compromise. So how could we make this better? First, organizations need to have the ability to prioritize. And in the context of patch management, that means being able to classify which patch are relevant and of higher priority, as well as which IT resource to be prioritized for patching. And this requires classification on both patches and resources. Patches that require immediate attention and resources that are critical to the organization or resources that are the most exposed. Classification produces baseline of expected patch level on those resources. And organizations need to have the capability to quickly scan their resources and determine the level of compliance against those baseline. And the last step is for the organization to have the capability to deploy those patches as frictionless as possible. So in cloud, we provide a set of services that help our customer automate and implement patch management at scale. And the uniqueness of the offering is that we made these services not only cover the cloud, but our customer could also extend the patch management automation for their on-premise resources. So let's look at these services. First is AWS System Manager Inventory. Inventory provides visibility into our customer cloud computing environments, as well as their on-premise environments. Our customer can use inventory to collect metadata and configuration details, such as operating systems, network configurations, installed software, and installed patches. It is highly customizable, so it can be configured to collect and inventorize any other information that our customer needs. And what this means is that using these services, our customer could have a complete visibility into their IT resources, a current and up-to-date inventory, which is the foundation of patch management. So this allows our customer to prioritize and classify for their patch implementation. Having full visibility into IT resources, our customer can then quickly determine whether recently released patches are relevant to them. So we offer a feature called patch baseline. A patch baseline defines which patches are approved for implementation. The patch baseline allows our customer to create rules to assist with evaluation of these patches. For example, our customer can create automatic rule for auto approval of critical patches to be deployed immediately to the testing environment. To make it easy for our customer to compare the list of patches within the patch baseline against their resources, we offer AWS System Manager automations, which let our customer define workflow of automation step for system manager action. The possibility for automation includes scanning the compliance level of resources, updating the base image of those resources, to automated execution of patch testing and verification. Having a patch baseline and automation document, AWS Patch Manager brings together this functionality to deploy patches. Patch Manager roll out operating system and application patches using custom-defined rules. So our customer can define specific patch management or maintenance window for their implementation. Our customer could also architect the patch management process to achieve zero downtime patch implementation by leveraging an auto-scaling feature and by patching the base image of the compute resources. AWS System Manager Compliance provides our customer with a view of compliance data about patching from the Patch Manager. AWS Patch Manager installs patches on resources, and after that, the compliance status information is made available to AWS System Manager Compliance, allowing our customer to track the status of patch deployment. So this set of services offered in the cloud enable automation on patch management. It eliminates the need for manual human intervention, and therefore raising the bar of cybersecurity by reducing the time it takes to deploy security patches. Let's now look at compliance and assurance. We hear from our customer on how risk and compliance can keep up with the pace of innovation. Specifically, our customer asks how we can automate compliance in the cloud, how to do continuous oversight of risk, and how to gain assurance on risk management. These are the 3 lines of defense model, a best practice on risk management from the Institute of Internal Audit. We provided our customer with services that help automate compliance and assurance across these 3 lines of defense. On the first line, we provide services that help customer implement operational risk control. This includes services that continuously monitor configuration and change against a baseline security requirements. Also, services that allow customers to implement security guardrails on their workload to ensure that any innovation that their team made or any changes is within the safe boundary and it does not create security vulnerability. On second line, we provided services that help customers oversee risk. This set of services provide customers with a view of the relevant operational metrics and aggregate security risks found in their environments. On the third line, we provide services that reduce the heavy lifting of audit activities. We understand from our customer that most of their time spent supporting audit is on gathering evidence that auditor asks. So we created a service that automated it. Using these services, our customer can produce an audit-ready reports at any time to demonstrate assurance on risk management to the auditors. Let's now look at incident response. If the past years taught us anything about cybersecurity, is that we learned that no organization are immune from cyber attack. Security incident is really not a question of if, but when. So organization needs to have a strategy for incident response. The goals are to ensure that they'll always be prepared of incidents. They have the mechanism to be able to quickly identify incidents, being able to contain ongoing incidents, investigate and eradicate the root cause of those incidents, to recover quickly, and finally apply the lesson learned to further mature the incident response. To achieve this, organization develop incident response plan, which start with having a well-defined playbook for various types of security incidents. The playbook is often accompanied with runbooks. We provide a detailed step for incident responders to act on. So what does good looks like for incident response? So first, there's a plan in place, and the plan is kept up to date and continuously tested. And finally, embracing automation as much as possible. Automation enforces consistency on the response, reduce manual tasks that incident responder need to perform, reduce mean time to respond to security incidents, and therefore minimize impact from security incidents. So cloud allow our customer access to services that can automate security incident response. Our AWS Security Hub allow our customer to aggregate security alert from various data sources in the cloud. The alert include potential security incidents such as when anomaly behavior is detected, or security findings such as misconfiguration that does not align with security compliance requirements. This alert could then trigger orchestration to all other services in the cloud. So all cloud services have well-defined API interface. And what does that mean is that there are unlimited permutation of what can be automated in the cloud. Some of the response for the automation includes automated remediation of misconfiguration, automated isolation of resources when anomalous behavior is detected, or even automated forensic collection on resources that are compromised. So let's look at one example. In these diagrams, I'll show you how you can block attackers that attempt to penetrate your infrastructure quickly. When there is an unexpected behavior involving a remote IP address from the internet detected by our managed detection services, the findings are then sent to Security Hub, which then record the attacker IP address in the database and trigger automation to block traffic originated from this IP address in the firewall automatically. The automation also sends notification whether blocking is successful or failure to allow our customer to act in case of failure. So we have walked through on how cloud could help democratize cybersecurity. First, the scale of cloud allow our customer to benefit from the highest standard of security and compliance. Second, cloud allow access to security tools and features that make it easy to build security. And third, cloud enables security automation that reduce the manual effort and heavy lifting of our customer. The pandemic made it imperative for government to go digital and at much faster speed. And you can leverage on cybersecurity to allow you to innovate with confidence. A customer success story that I wanted to share is Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, FINRA, which moved about 90% of its data volume to AWS, using AWS to capture, analyze, and store a daily influx of 37 billion records of data. On cloud, they can do security hardening in minutes instead of weeks. They also found that security in the cloud is superior than that of on-premises. We are very excited to share with you more on cloud security. And we would also like to do our part in helping to increase cybersecurity expertise in the industry. We provided a comprehensive security training and certification program, and this includes a free virtual training for more than 25 courses. We also provided guided training or workshop and certification for validation of security expertise. To know more, visit aws.training/security. Thank you for watching. Have a good day ahead, and together let's create a secure cyberspace for everyone.